Coming up, Tzu Chi volunteers in Malaysia and China distribute scholarships to underprivileged students. Tzu Chi volunteers in Malaysia organize charity sales to give unwanted items a new lease on life. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Helen Liao. Thank you for joining us. Due to its location and ease of entry, Thailand has become a relay point for refugees from neighboring countries. However, as Thailand does not recognize refugee status, all those in the country illegally are treated as illegal immigrants. As the numbers soar above 645,000 this January, both the UNHCR and the Tzu Chi Foundation are trying to address the needs of these refugees and improve their quality of life while in Thailand.
Peace, love, refugees.
Unwanted by both Bangladesh and Myanmar, the Rohingya people can only try to make their way to the predominantly Muslim Malaysia in hope of a better life. But after sailing their way to Thailand, they either end up in the hands of human traffickers or locked up in refugee camps. According to the UNHCR, most of the refugees in Thailand are stateless, just like the Rohingya people, as the country did not sign the 1951 Refugee Convention or the 1967 New York Protocol. The nearly 650,000 refugees from 47 countries here are considered as illegal immigrants.
I hope to add a touch of Tzu Chi's humanitarianism to this occasion so those that come can feel more comfortable.
In January of this year, the Thailand Tzu Chi chapter began hosting monthly free clinics for refugees at the construction site of the new chapter house. Knowing that refugees risk being caught by coming, volunteers arranged for a shuttle service and visited the local police department beforehand to ask the officers to be lenient on the date of the free clinic.
We come here for my all family members, 16 family members, came here now for checkup.
Everyone received the same level of medical treatment here. This was why we got into medicine in the first place. So I'm here to apply what I have learned as well.
As refugees come from many different countries, Tzu Chi has prepared translators for 9 different languages.
This is wonderful. Looks like it's functioning very well. So I hope this can continue without any problems in the future.
By August, the free clinic has provided a total of 6,378 consultations. As the construction of the new chapter house continues, love also continues to accumulate at the site. Thailand is ultimately not the final destination for these refugees, but they do hope they will be treated fairly here. And in the eyes of the Tzu Chi volunteers, they might be patients or people in need, but never refugees. Next, we take a look at how Tzu Chi volunteers across the globe are educating the public on the correct ways to observe the 7th lunar month. In the United States, Tzu Chi volunteers in Southern California encourage the public to go meatless for the sake of the planet and all sentient beings. Meanwhile, in both Malaysia and the Philippines, Tzu Chi volunteers ask the public to honor the deceased by chanting sutras instead of through elaborate and expensive ceremonies. Helping out along the Tzu Chi volunteers is Zenaida, who is experiencing the joy of giving for the very first time.
Now I know the volunteers are right. We should use the money for organizing religious assemblies to help those in greater need. It is much more meaningful this way.
Tzu Chi volunteers encourage the public to mark the 7th lunar month by reaching out to the less fortunate.
Okay, salamat.
We are blessed to have this chance to help the less fortunate, and I think it is our responsibility to do so.
Single mother Christy De La Cruz has to raise 5 children on her own. Tzu Chi volunteers provided the family with aid that will last them for a month.
My family and I make a living from scavenging, so we don't have the means to purchase rice. Even if we have the money, we can only afford it for a day.
Tzu Chi volunteers in the Philippines also invited more than 400 people to join the 7th lunar month blessing ceremony held at the local Jingsi Hall. By putting on a short skit, the volunteers educated the public on the correct way to mark the occasion. Instead of holding a religious assembly, the volunteers encouraged the public to pray to the Buddha with a sincere and pious heart.
The Philippines is a country that is prone to disasters. Whenever a disaster strikes, our volunteers will always be there to offer their assistance.
At the end of the event, Tzu Chi volunteers also inspire participants to go meatless for the sake of the planet and all sentient beings. Meanwhile, in Butterworth, Malaysia, Tzu Chi volunteers and the public gathered to chant the Earth Treasury Sutra on behalf of their deceased loved ones.
I don't know how to chant the sutra, so I just follow the words on the screen. I believe my loved ones will hear my sincere prayers.
For the very first time, the Tzu Chi Butterworth branch is holding a one-day seminar to help members of the public mark the 7th lunar month differently.
And I feel gratitude because I can join this event and spend more time here.
At the Tzu Chi Seremban Liaison Office, volunteers and the public joined a Earth Treasury Sutra prayer session held at the Jingsi boat in Hualien, Taiwan via video conferencing. Among the participants was Zhang Yueying, who has been chanting sutras on behalf of her missing father-in-law for years.
Chanting sutras leaves me feeling calm and at ease. I wish my father all the best.
The Earth Treasury Sutra is based on the principles of filial piety. It teaches us how to conduct our daily lives.
Tzu Chi volunteers also seized this chance to promote vegetarianism.
We should stop killing animals and adopt a meat-free diet.
To educate the public on how to observe the 7th lunar month in the correct manner, Tzu Chi volunteers in Southern California of the United States held a seminar on healthy living.
The vegetarian cookbook published by Tzu Chi shows how to cook delicious vegetarian meals by using readily available ingredients and Tzu Chi's instant rice.
Tzu Shao's put on a dance to encourage everyone to reduce their carbon footprint and to protect the planet.
Recycling dance today. I've been going here for more than a year. I feel like they do a lot of good things here, so it's good to come here. I try to make it as much as possible.
On stage, a group of seniors over the age of 55 shows off their dance moves and their youthful vigor.
Our group members love to dance. Thank you, Tzu Chi, for giving us this opportunity to show off our youthful vigor.
Thanks to the seminar, everyone goes home with a better understanding of how to take care of their health and how to mark the 7th lunar month in the correct manner. In both China and Malaysia, Tzu Chi volunteers held scholarship award ceremonies prior to the start of the new semester. In Jiangsu, China, volunteers held the ceremony inside a recycling education center, so to also teach the students about ways to protect the environment. While in Pontian, Malaysia, volunteers held the ceremony inside a Chinese school.
Here in Pontian, Malaysia, at a New Shoot Scholarship Award ceremony, 77 students from 13 schools are here to receive financial aid.
I will use the financial aid to pay for my tuition. For the new school year, if I have to purchase uniforms, I will use the money for that too.
Each year, we spend about 3 months to prepare for the New Shoot Scholarship Award ceremony, which means we begin the process around May, and it lasts until August. After we receive a candidate's information, we'll then visit the student at home and assess their family situation.
This year, Tzu Chi volunteers increased their support to students from additional schools, as they are not only giving out financial aid, but also using the platform as a way to spread Tzu Chi's ideals to more people.
This is the Wuxi Tzu Chi Recycling Education Center. Please remember this beautiful place, because this is the place where the seeds of love are planted and grown.
In China's Jiangsu, Tzu Chi volunteers decided to hold their scholarship award ceremony at the Wuxi Tzu Chi Recycling Education Center.
I'm an orphan. When I heard a Tzu Chi auntie say that there will be mother figures in our lives, I was especially moved.
Though doing recycling is easy, it is also a task that takes some effort.
The love we receive from the volunteers is not only the love and care towards students in need, but also for the planet. The volunteers have put much effort into the recycling mission. That point is very clear.
Using the scholarship as a catalyst to change the students' outlook towards recycling, volunteers hope that more students will get involved in doing something good for the planet.
In Taiwan, a record dengue fever outbreak was recorded back in 1942 when over 80% of the population was infected with the disease, and as temperatures get warmer due to climate change, thus making mosquitoes more active, dengue outbreak might occur any time of the year in the future.
The small pond full of algae and a bucket with water next to it could be breeding grounds for mosquitoes. Back in 1942, when Taiwan's population was only 6 million, 5 million were infected with dengue fever, which means 8 out of 10 people were infected.
As far back as 1779, dengue fever outbreaks were recorded in Indonesia and Egypt. Records show that after the outbreak in May of 1942, the virus continued to terrorize Taiwan.
The 1942 outbreak occurred during the Japanese occupation. According to the CDC, the trend is that there will be a small outbreak every 4 years, and probably a major outbreak every 10 years. However, that trend has now been broken. It hasn't been the same after 2007. And this year's outbreak is much bigger in scale compared to the past.
Climate change has increased the frequencies of dengue outbreaks, and thus both the central and regional governments need to work together to contain the disease.
Areas to the north will need to remain on alert. In terms of overall prevention strategy, I don't believe we should separate regions according to administrative territories, but instead by the number of habitats of the vector mosquitoes.
Past records show that dengue outbreaks in Taiwan will not peak until after October. As there is no vaccine against the dengue virus, mosquito extermination seems to be the only solution for now. However, experts say that governments can strengthen its dengue case tracking system, while citizens can also do their part by clearing away standing water in their neighborhoods.
Next to me, a pair of sisters whose bond have grown ever stronger through the test of hardship and illness. 45-year-old nurse Huang Shouping from Kaohsiung was diagnosed with renal failure 9 years ago and was on a kidney transplant waiting list while undergoing dialysis. Seeing this, Huang's older sister donated one of the kidneys to her, restoring Shouping's health and quality of life.
好，5、4、3、2，准备变身，好。
我是姐姐，我是妹妹。
The two sisters work as nurses at different hospitals, and they share a pair of kidneys.
共用一对肾有没有？这样没有更有心电感应吗？
不会呢，完全没有。
啊，摸肌没有变好，
也没呢，
也没啊。
差不多平常就很好了，不用。
9 years ago, the younger sister found out that her kidney was failing and would face kidney failure in a year.
Since I had to work, I chose peritoneal dialysis as treatment. It restricted my freedom, however.
I felt for her since she often felt ill and there was constant swelling in her body. Although she enjoyed going out as she was undergoing dialysis, she could not travel abroad because that meant carrying a lot of dialysis solution with her. In the past, when we used to drive somewhere, she would carry out peritoneal dialysis in the car.
For 3 years, Huang Xiuping had been on a kidney transplant waiting list while undergoing peritoneal dialysis. Her elder sister saw her suffering and had a plan.
People would talk about going to China for a kidney transplant. I thought it would be better if I donated a kidney myself.
She suddenly told me she was willing to donate a kidney. I asked her, "Are you sure?" She said, "Yes, I'll be fine with just one kidney."
I only have one sister, but I have 2 kidneys. After making a donation, I still have 1 kidney.
The surgery was performed 1 to 2 months after their decision, freeing Huang Xiuping from the inconveniences of dialysis.
我也是陪他陪1个礼拜，到我们就是住2个礼拜而已啊。对啊，就这样子。
自己开车去，然后自己开车回来。
对啊。
那时候有没有觉得有姐妹真好？
有啊，因为很感谢她啦。
I am very grateful to her because my life has changed.
生活上什么
A year
都不
after
一
the
样。
surgery,
因为她
we
开完第
finally
2年，我
traveled out
就跑出国去玩。
Huang Xiuping cherishes her sister's right kidney and now embraces a new way of living.
很多事情你不会去计较那么多，反正人生就是到。
I no longer get bogged down by the little things. My life was restored, so I don't think it's necessary to fuss over the little things.
Through their sisterly love, the pair will continue to support and help each other.
也是会担心说只剩下1颗的时候，之后会不会有万一有问题的话，
所以他就盯着我，不要吃太咸，不要吃太咸。我也知道不要吃太咸。
We are sisters, and it takes great affinity to become sisters. We have the good karma to be together.
还好我有姐姐。
I am grateful for my elder sister.
Turning to Malaysia, on the first Saturday of every month, a group of Tzu Chi volunteers has been organizing a flea market at an industrial park outside of Kuala Lumpur. The market has become a favorite with those working at or near the industrial park, as great deals can be found on the wide range of second-hand and refurbished items.
In just a month, Tzu Chi volunteers have collected a staggering amount of second-hand items.
All the clothing we sell has been handpicked. We also make sure all the electronics are working, and we will clean and nicely pack them. All of it is then stored at my house.
18 years ago, Tzu Chi volunteer DaAi Headlines decided to hold a monthly flea market at an industrial park outside of Kuala Lumpur.
I thought that opening a second-hand market would bring in more money. As Tzu Chi volunteers, we should always be looking to raise funds to help others. So that's why I started the flea market.
In early days of Tzu Chi in Malaysia, funds were tight, and the second-hand market served as an important source of income. Now the market is a popular destination with city's foreign labor population.
Foreign laborers like to come here to browse as things are cheaper here. Seeing so many of them in this area, I decided to open a stall here once a month and clear out all my inventory. That makes me happy, and I sleep great that night.
Thanks to the vow of Malaysia's Tzu Chi volunteers, one Saturday a month, the industrial park becomes a vibrant market where great deals can be found, and saving the earth becomes a snap.
In the 15 years since its establishment, the Jingsi Books and Cafe, thanks to the efforts of countless volunteers and staff members, have been offering a savoring environment for the public to enjoy inspirational books and a quiet cup of tea. Let's now look at how some of these volunteers and staff have seen their lives change for the better.
The supervisor of Batu Bahar Jingsi Books and Cafe, Huang Lixiang, welcomes her customers with a smile. However, before she took up this job, she made it a point to quit some bad habits.
We must get rid of our bad habits, so I decided not to buy lottery tickets anymore in order to become a role model for others.
Huang's transition from being a packaging worker to a cafe supervisor was not easy. Just working on a computer was once a challenge for her.
那你不会起床？
还不会嘞，就是傻傻就这样子，就是做就对了这样子。
Located inside the Tzu Chi Ipoh Liaison Office, when Ipoh Jingsi Books and Cafe was first established, all those working there were volunteers.
Everything, including ways to introduce books or welcome guests, had to be learned.
We welcome the customers with the warmest smiles and sincerity.
Another staff member, Liang Lizhi, also started as a volunteer. She took pictures of the steps used to make drinks and sewed words on the dusters to show where they should be used.
People at the cafe work as a team and we are each other's teachers. I think I'm extremely fortunate.
Feeling the love and support of the team, the staff members and volunteers at the cafe are able to deliver service and warmth to the public with hearts full of gratitude.
In Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, Tzu Chi Pendant Indah DaAi Kindergarten recently held its second sports meet with filial piety as its theme. Children and parents had a chance to come together through games and activities, which taught parents to humble themselves and listen to their children.
The second annual sports meet at Tzu Chi Pendant Indah DaAi Kindergarten opened with a spirited cheer. Next, the children and their parents worked closely in 4 games.
I feel that I need to hold him to make him feel safe. Since there are so many obstacles, he might feel lost. I must listen to him so he can learn.
爸爸妈妈的心都会时时挂着我们，所以我们不只是要自爱，还要感恩爸爸妈妈给予我们健康的身体。去做好事就是报答父母的方式，好不好？
I'm grateful to my dad and mom who care for me. When my dad and mom get old, I want to take care of them.
Seeing my child wipe my face, I felt very touched to see that children can also serve their mothers.
As children and parents enjoy their time together, they've again strengthened the bonds that they're all grateful for.
We stay in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia at the end of the show, where students at the Tzu Chi University in Hua Tien, Taiwan encourage students of local elementary and high schools to bravely say no to drugs. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you for watching DaAi Headlines. Goodbye.